Hey everyone, Jason here. A couple of weeks ago I posted the showcase video for the final version of my mosaic printer, and as some of you may have noticed, I actually changed the printing head from the one I was using in my prototype videos. And so I thought I would post a quick little follow-up video and explain how the new printing head works in more detail, and also to talk about why I made that change. So here I have my original printing head, my new printing head, and some plates. And as you saw in the prototype videos, the original printing head actually works, but it does rely on the clutch power between the plates to be within a certain range, which as I started building larger mosaics, I discovered isn't always the case. For example, this plate here, for whatever reason, has a lot weaker clutch power than most normal plates. And there's nothing obviously wrong with this plate. It seems to be quite well formed, but it's probably just a variation in the mold or the molding process. The other thing is that if we look at this large plate, which is what I typically use to print on, some of the studs around the edges are actually a little bit weaker than most of the studs on it. So if we try and print this relatively weak plate on these relatively weak studs, there isn't enough clutch power to reliably pull it off the printing head. So what I needed was a better way of placing the plates that didn't rely as much on the clutch power. So here's my new printing head. And I'm actually just going to take off the part that picks up the color sensor, because that really hasn't changed. And what I have now is a 1x1 round plate, and it's actually just stuck in a 1x1 Technic brick, and that connection is actually super strong, so there's no danger of it coming out. The printing head is now mounted on one of these classic finger hinges, and there's a Lego rubber band which pulls it back into place. So picking up a plate from the supply really hasn't changed. I just go and push into it. But now when I place the plate on the printing surface, I keep pushing the printing arm down as I move it to the side, which allows the printing head to roll off the plate and disengage the clutch power. And now I'm free to go pick up another plate. And this results in much more reliable performance. As you saw in the showcase video, I was able to print 2 full mosaics without any printer errors. One of the things I really enjoy about building with Lego is there are often several different ways of achieving the same results. And I often find it's beneficial when I'm encountering problems to just start from a clean slate and maybe tackle a problem from a different perspective. And designing the printing head for this project was a really good example of that. So this will actually be the last progress video for the mosaic part of this printer. I will probably put this project aside for a few months as I focus on other things, but I will probably create another series of videos as I expand it to include 3D capabilities, maybe in the fall. So as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed following the progress of this project. Thanks for watching, keep on building, and I will see you next time.